Today we're working with the psychic senses, and I know some of you are well and truly ensconced in the psychic senses, and others not so much. But to really work with our psychic senses, it's our intuition, isn't it, that
Mm,
we really start to ramp up, if you like. And oftentimes, I don't know about you, but plenty of times in my life when I've gone against my gut feeling, and how
mm,
many of us have had those, a gut feeling about something, and we thought, oh no, that's just my imagination. And the thing happens, or we get, something happens to us and we have the rug pulled out from under us, or whatever it might be. And it's happened to me plenty of times in life, and even now it does, because I like to think the positive, or the loveliness, or the whatever it is of everybody, but at the same time I still question myself on that odd occasion. And really, as psychics and mediums, it's not really what we need to be doing. So coming to this place, oh, I'm still letting people in. Oh my goodness. Coming to this place to work on these things is really to get our heads out of the way, isn't it? And to let our, like we're going to lose our mind in the right sort of fashion. And so it's so difficult through conditioning of lifetimes, the whole lives that we've had, this life I'm talking about, that we kind of go against our gut instincts or our intuition. And our psychic senses are really a birthright. It's what we are. It's actually who we are, what we are. It is not some magical, mystical, special gift that's been given, bestowed upon just a special few. Oh my God, we are the special few. We are the chosen ones. We're called humans. so, and so we've come from that place, which is completely love, completely intuitive, completely magical, to into birth and to the life that we have now, to kind of remember and experience what we truly are, and how much we grow through the process of forgetfulness. Now, we could do another class on the spirit and past lives and in between lives and all of this sort of stuff, which would then make far more sense to you, excuse me. But it's really important for us to recognize that that's what we are. We're not just the human thing, the skin, the meat sack, as they call it. Is disgusting, isn't it? Oh my God. And so we're not that. We are not that. And so we really want to bring alive again that intuitive aspect of our soul self. So everything is soul. Everything within us is soul, and really a small part of us is the material, the human. The heavy, solid thing that we are, that we think we are, and our ego says that's all we are, and it's not true. So we're so much more than what we're led to believe, wouldn't you say?
yep.
And how many of us, especially now, are actually realizing that, with all the stuff of the world, and we won't go into that, but we know what that is, but all the heaviness, all the negativity and the anger and all of these things really start to clamor and, attach to us. And so without realizing it, we need to get rid of all of that stuff. And the only way we can do that, get rid of the vampires, if you like, is to move within ourselves and trust that beautiful sense of who we are and what we are, um, to come alive again, and to allow all that noise to kind of dissipate and be switched off. Does that make any sense whatsoever, my loves?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And it really is important as we grow as psychics and further, because our psychic senses are what's going to jettison us into everything that's available to us. And we are so much more, as I say, than just the physical. So keep in mind as you start and continue your journey of the soul and intuition and the psychic senses, that you are a far greater being than what you've been led to believe to date, let's put it that way. And why do I say that? It's not a big ego thing. And, we're all taught, oh no, ego's bad, ego's wrong, ego's evil. Well, ego can be all of those things, but also we are ego, aren't we? We're human as well. We are ego. We can't help it. And what gets us up in the morning is our humanness, our ego to have to go to work or do the thing or enjoy or struggle or whatever. That is why we're here. So I'm going to get off track there, but anyway, but we are ego. So watch that the ego, the human aspect consciousness of us, wants to be noticed all the time, doesn't it? When we have those moments of doubt and fear, it's really easy for our ego, our mind, to go, oh yes, and it really kind of tells you, yes, you're quite right, Janelle, you are shit and you're terrible and you can't. And it's this and it's that, and it just goes on and on and on and on until you just want to go down the gurgler, and that's the ego voice. And the consciousness of the human really flourishes in that environment. So if we think of anything like a disease or a cancer or whatever, it flourishes in a very stagnant environment, doesn't it? So we need to give birth to ourselves with oxygen and life and beauty and kindness and compassion, and remember all of those things. And that's what our soul is. And so our soul is here to remind us that we are the magical mystery tour of all time and all times and times to be, So it's a really lovely thing to keep in mind, while I rabbit along here, to keep it in mind, because it's an integral part of who you are and how we get to work together as a group, as you work with other people as their psychic, if they come to you for advice or whatever it might be. We're using our psychic senses to tap into that aspect of us which is immortal. And so start thinking about it, start remembering, think about, oh, what does that idiot say on Wednesday? Let me have another think about it. But move into that space, move into that peacefulness, that silence, that joy, and that soul, and allow that to speak to you rather than the old human, hammering. Are we still here, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, very good. Let me see on the next page. All good over here. We're all good. I need another computer, I think. Anyway, that's so keep it all in mind. Everything you do, everything you've experienced, everything that has come for you, and you think kind of, oh, well, this has happened to me, but things happen too for a reason. And so every aspect of our life is something of growth, and that we can offer as part of the spiritual journey, but part of helping another human when it comes to that. So trust yourself. The most important thing is learning to trust yourself and trusting those gut instincts, that intuition, that little nudge that might be coming from the universe to say, hey, remember this? We were going to do something. Let's do it now. And how many of us have thought, oh, well, I'll get around to this, when I'm old enough, when I'm happy, when I'm pretty enough, when I'm this, when I'm that, when I've lost 1,000 kilos, whatever, where we kind of think, oh, well, when the thing happens, that's when I'll be able to embark on something else. Well, that's not right either. I'm not going to swear today very much, I don't. But that is not what we are here to do. That's not the environment. So keep in mind that the right time is now. Now is the right time. And it doesn't matter what the question is. Now is the right time. And so use your intuition, use those gut instincts and your psychic senses to kind of flourish, but to kind of gauge, is it is it the now? What should I do? We all have those questions, don't we? Will I or won't I? Simple things, yes and no, and go with the gut to decide how that unfolds. If you don't entirely trust your intuition yet, write it down. If there's a thing coming up, that you think, oh, will I or won't I? See what your gut instinct says, write it down, and then do whatever the hell you want. And then see if your gut instinct was right, in the beginning. So these are the little things that we can all do to enliven, enlighten, and open our psychic senses. So simple things just to start with. Am I making sense, girls?
Yep.
Any questions so far?
No.
No, very good. That's lovely. No is a good answer. That's terrible, isn't it? So today we're going to work with some of those gut instincts and inspiration and what it is to be immortal in the human skin, and what our role is within this psychic kind of industry is a big word, isn't it? But it is an industry these days. It's frightening. But our psychic aspect is a reminder of what you are, who you are, and how you can move forward in a very beautiful, compassionate way. And as soon as you change your thoughts, your way of being, you then extend that to the world around you without having to do anything else. Because energy is energy, isn't it? And our vibe attracts our tribe, as they say. And our vibe is going to lose some of the old tribe, isn't it? I bet you've noticed even in the last, 5 years, let's say, how many people have disappeared from life because you've changed and you've brought your beauty to life and opened that wonderment of you rather than being stuck in that low vibing kind of energy field. And who's done that? I know I've lost people. There's people that have gone, but we don't need them anymore and we're allowed to let them go. How many others have had a experience of some coming into our lives that are now more in alignment with who we are now, And so it's all of these sorts of things that start to give you signs as to your intuition kicking in and your soul starting to be ignited. So, use it as a little experiment, if you like, over the next 6 months or whatever it might be. Who disappears and who comes in, and really start to feel into their energy and where you align. No judgment, you're just doing an experiment, but you'll change, and you are changing. We're all changing, and that's the thing that's a good thing. To change is good. So if we stay stagnant and not move and not think differently and are cognitive dissonant in our attitudes, that's not change. That's getting stuck. And so free up the mind, free up the heart, open up the heart, trust your instincts and see where that leads you. I've gone a little bit out of whack, but at the same time, we need to hear these things, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
All good? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good, very good, very good. So, I just pushed something. If I disappear, please stay. I'll come back. That's usually me. So I want you to think about those things, kind of reflect on the things that are happening now or the things that have happened in the last 6 months, and see where your intuition and your energy, your vibe is starting to take precedence over some of the things that are going on. And equally, if the vibe is low, you're going to attract low vibing entities. And I mean humans, not weird things. And so, if you're vibing high and happy, we can't be happy all the time, but generally, if you are a happy human, you're going to attract that as well. And you just can't deal with low vibing anything anymore. So keep a note on that, keep that in mind, how that's changing you and what your world is telling you. what your world is telling you. So we're going to do a meditation, which is going to take us into the space of the soul. We're going to move into the space of the soul. We're going to enliven that. We're going to kick it into gear and see where that takes us to the higher senses, to the higher voice, to that higher aspect of what we are. And there will be information that comes to you, for you, within that meditation exercise. And so we might write some of those things down as well. And then we'll do maybe you could see how much time we've got. A couple of exercises, intuitive exercises, inspirational exercises, and see what else comes later. And I was thinking of affirmation, but anyway, we'll think about that as we get through. All good? All good. Aaron, you can see everybody. Would that be correct? Excellent. No sad faces. Very good. Okay. So if you could, now whoever's driving, just ignore me completely, and you can catch up on the the replay. That would be fine. But I think what we'll do now, if there are no questions or thoughts come up from that, we will get organized and put ourselves into a beautiful harmony of the universe and harmony of the soul and the truth of you, which is a very beautiful place. None of us really want to leave that place when we come back. So, and you will have to come back. So are we all good?
All good.
All good. Thank you. Turn microphones off, ladies, if you don't mind for now, just in case something else weird happens. Weird things happen when you do meditation. Cat pops up, the dog starts barking. You might have to bip your horn at some idiot on the road. You know, all the usual, all the usual, all the usual. Very. Or someone's still got the microphone. Sharon, would you turn your mic off, lovey, if you can, the audio? Thank you, darling. Thank you. I think we're all good otherwise. Lovely. All right. Okay, so everyone, let's just move into that beautiful space of love. And close your eyes. Just close your eyes gently. And put your feet flat on the floor. We're simply going to take ourselves into a dreamlike state, I guess, into that altered state of in-between worlds, of in-between. So just take a beautiful deep breath through the nose and let go. Another big human breath in through the nose. Hold and let go. Just starting to release all the tension and the pressures of the day and the week behind us. And with every breath in, imagine, see or feel a beautiful sparkly light coming towards you. Imagine, see or feel that love is moving in your direction. A beautiful big heart with any color you like. Breathe in the beauty of the hearts, all the sparkles, and hold and let go, letting go of all excess energies, all worries, all fears, all anxiety, and all pressure from the mind, heart, and body. Ah, big sigh. And as you breathe, just to the natural rhythm of your body, your heartstring, you your heartbeat, your bloodstream. A gentle smile starts to come across your face, as though we're just about to move into the dream world when we're sleeping. We feel Mother Earth beneath our feet. We feel ourselves squelching into her soils. And as though our feet have roots on the bottom of them, they shoot down into the earth and attach themselves to some amazing giant rock form beneath the earth's crust. And like an ancient tree, you begin to understand the earth's role within your energetic field, within your life as a human, and the breath of everything of existence. Let go. And remember that beautiful Gaia gives you life. It is the plane on which we experience the world as she is. She knows you have come from afar and beckons you forward to sit still, be calm, and be nourished in her silken folds of beauty, grounding, and love. And as you breathe in her understanding, you feel yourself as though you are a part of this beautiful Mother Earth that we have grown so fond of. And as you imagine, see, or feel the extension of your own growth within the soils, you bring those thoughts to mind as they reach up within the grounds into your body and move into the senses of light, of vibrancy, of frequency, of heart. Imagine, see, or feel all the energies of beauty in your heart space. Imagine, see, or feel all the excesses of the mind shifting into the heart space. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Kind hearts feel the soul within the window of the mind and the heart. You are a soul expressing itself as human form. And that's all we need to touch. But today, remind yourselves of the beauty in which you have come into this form for certain experiences. You have a role to play, and you are important. And your spirit understands this. Your guides gather, and the beauty of the earth role comes into its place. Let go. Now imagine, see, or feel in that beautiful heart center of your chest a gorgeous, glorious color of gold or green, of sparkles, of intense beauty beginning to rumble and shine. Imagine, see, or feel it expressing itself any way it wishes. Imagine, see, or feel yourself as part of that magical force within you. And as your heart expands, the color grows more intense, more beautiful. It vibrates its own frequency and has a level of understanding. within you, all around you, above and below. It is as though you are in a big ball, a big bubble, a beautiful sphere of light and wonder and beauty. And as you breathe and release, you release your power, your consciousness into the sphere. You are the sphere. And as every nerve and fiber of your being disappears, you know you are of greater form, greater beauty, stronger than ever, more enlivened. And you feel yourself for the first time as something more than what you have believed. You feel within the space of this sphere that you are a miracle. And in form and breath and consciousness, that's exactly what you are. And as you feel the expression of the sphere widening its birth, lightening its load, you feel humility, compassion, gratitude, and the sphere just elevates gently into the ethers above, as though you're hovering for a short time. And breathe and become one with the consciousness and the field within which you are right now. Breathe with it, blend with it, express as though you are it, for you are. If you find yourself thinking, just imagine, see or feel all the excesses once again moving into the heart space. And simply breathe and surrender. And as you move with the sphere itself, you are reminded of something. You are reminded by a being of great light and beauty, a higher mind that stands within your compass right now. That part of you that you have left behind in spirit, that part of you we call our higher self, our oversoul, our all that is all. And as you blend together, it wraps you in its arms of love and kindness and feels the essence of who you are and wonders why it's taken so long to get to this place. But you are a miracle form, dear friend. You are at one with me and I you. And as you blend and laugh and chuckle about the journey, you feel the aspect of you which is them. You remember the pathway. What comes to mind now? What springs to mind that is the gift that you have brought with you? What are you prepared to say and give thanks for? The one thing that you are being reminded about right now, what is it? A word, a symbol, a thought, a picture. Allow it and blend with it for a short moment. Feel its intense beauty, its compassion and understanding. Feel the delivery in which it was given. Imagine, see, or feel yourself now delivering a similar golden rule back to another. Imagine, see, or feel the aspect of your human offering the thought that comes to mind. Bring the thought, sense it, feel it, express it. What thought comes to mind as you raise your hand higher and higher and say, I remember now. I offer you this in return. And without any sense of confusion or argument, you take a breath and you smile at one another. You feel the smile within your heart, within your whole body and human frame. You know you are part of this majesty, of this matrix, and this embellishment of you as human form comes together in this place right now for a reason. And as you breathe, you ask, what is the reason, dear soul? Is the reason I am here now in this place? Allow the thoughts to unfold in love, humility, compassion. For there is no judgment, just love and purpose. You have a role to play with every human, every being you come into contact with, and those of the greater fields. But for now, your role is to do one thing. What is it? And let go and be as one. And as you take one more look upon the beautiful sphere and sense what is there, you let go. You feel yourself coming back into the body. You feel yourself moving into the chair and the denser fields of vibration and frequency of being human. And you breathe and smile and let go and drift. Drifting back into the form that you know as yourself. Just remember your experience, your thoughts, your words, your gifts, those things which have come to mind. And just take a big breath in, big human breath, and come back into the body. Feel the chair, feel your shoulders. Give yourself a little wiggle. And I will just welcome those people who have joined us. I'm sorry if you had to wait. My eyes have been closed, but you can catch up on the replay. Beautiful. You're all good. Everyone's all good. All back. No one got lost in space. Very good. I used to love that as a child. It's my favorite television. How are we going, girls? How are we going? Very good. Lovely. Would anyone like to just have a couple of you if you'd like to share just how that all felt, what you discovered? There's always something to be given in that, isn't there? It's beautiful. That was about 20 minutes, which is kind of amazing how it kind of comes about. Who else? Who would like to speak? Who would like to speak? Miss Lucy, what have you got?
Well, I love meditations. I think it's the best form of drugs if you want to take any
I
drug.
agree.
It's the best thing. um, wow. Meditation is beautiful because it allows you to get in touch with yourself, but also open yourself to life. So basically, the first thing that you said is, what do you get when you go in there? And the thing I always talk about love and light when we meditate, and it was love and light. But the interesting thing that popped out of somewhere was faith, Faith, which is
Okay.
unusual because I think like in spiritual cycles, faith is not often mentioned, but I think faith is um, underestimated thing, which is like grounding. You know who you are and what you truly are. So I think of faith like that. And when you said why are you incorporated in this body now? And the thing that came to me was to welcome people into the light and home, and I've offered them comfort and peace. So I thought
Beautiful.
I thought it was quite amazing. And at some stage, actually, I didn't think that I was in my own body. I was somewhere else, and I was
You
just
were. You were completely somewhere else.
and yeah. But thank you. It was a lovely meditation, and
Beautiful.
thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Lucy. That's lovely. I appreciate it. You know, we are totally out of our body. It's an out of body experience, an OBE, isn't it? And we get to do that and without the drugs. So it's kind of fun. And that's another class altogether. So anyway, who else? Who else, girls? Who else? Miss Lobadanka,
Yes,
how are you, lovely?
good, thanks. I haven't done for meditation, for a long time. And this one, I can see when I close my eyes and when you were talking, I write it down but when you were talking and I can see some in a gray, not black and white, people moving around, and then the colors, when you talked about the colors, the purple color, uh, like a rain came to me.
Beautiful.
And I love that anyway. So
Good girl.
are you writing a book?
Oh, don't you start psychic reading me,
No,
Mikey.
no, no. When you were talking, I saw there are lots of pages going up.
Oh, there's lots of pages, I can assure you. Yes. Very
But
good. Very good.
if,
And that is a reminder. All right. It's not about me,
no,
but
but everybody is saying to me that I'm very psychic, but I can't feel.
well, you
I,
just got your first
I
tick.
thank you.
You got a tick. Yes, my love. And it's a bit of a reminder to get a wriggle on. So thank you. And it's not nice to I don't know, judge the teacher. I don't know. That's not true. It's okay.
Sorry.
Very good. And quickly, one more while we're at it. Who else is it? Mariki, how are you, lovey?
Uh,
Good girl.
hi, Janelle. Yeah, nice to see you again. It's
You
been a
too.
few years, I think. That was really lovely, that meditation. I've just been on a 6-day silent meditation
Oh my
retreat.
God. Wow.
So, that was really lovely. And it's very interesting. The insight that came to me was actually really in line with I think the last reading that I had with you. I think when you asked us, like, what's the word or something,
Yeah, something.
comes to mind of why you're here, and I don't like saying this because it feels kind of, it goes against my kind of modesty policy, but the word that came to mind was wisdom.
Beautiful.
And then there was another question. I think they were similar, but it was sort of like, okay, and what are what is your purpose or something like that? And it was to guide people away from fear and towards love.
Lovely.
And like I've known that for a while, but in my last reading with you, you said you are going to be a teacher of something. And so my kind of path through meditation, through the Insight tradition, Buddhist tradition, has led me to start training as a mindfulness meditation teacher.
Beautiful. Hooray.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's all kind of coming together, reading, and it's really, connected me with that sense of faith and that,
Yeah.
that disbelief or the cynicism that I have around all of this stuff. It's like, oh no, Janelle knew. When you couldn't see it, she could see it. So
Yeah, I know that. I'll just, I'll pay you later. It's fine. Thank you, Don. That's beautiful, and I'm glad that you're in that space now. That's beautiful, and thank you for sharing. It's really important, and I think you bring up a good point for all of us, in as much as it's a reminder, isn't it? What we experience in that space, in connecting with that higher aspect of ourselves, without the argument and trying to overanalyze it in our human consciousness, is to just simply allow and speak and accept the understanding that comes forward. And yeah, we all are humble. Each one of us in this space today is very humble human. We each have our personalities, and we each have to work and do what we have to do. But we wouldn't be here if we weren't humble. And so it is difficult for us to kind of accept a compliment. And even if it's the compliment coming or recognition from the spirit world or your higher self, your guides, it is still a bit tricky to accept, isn't it? Because we've been conditioned to not be egomaniacs, or we've been, shot down if we say a kind thing about ourselves or something that's positive. Who would agree? I think we've all had similar experiences with that. So thanks, Mariki. That was lovely. So I appreciate it. Very good. And all these meditations are all guided by the spirit, and or they come from my higher aspect as well, my higher mind and higher self. But the guides are always keeping up with us as a collective. So that's really lovely. I've got a couple of exercises I'd like to do with you, and we'll have to go into those little room things, whatever they're called, and to do those. So we'll see how it pans out. And I think I don't know how many people are here, but we might go into pairs. There's got to be 20 odd or more. And so the first exercise I'd like you to do is we're going to blend with our partner. All right. So just as we've done with that blending with our higher self, if you like, we're going to take ourselves into that space again, into that mind shift, into that shift of consciousness. And then we're going to blend with our partner that we team up with. We're just going to sit in that beautiful space for a moment. You're going to feel the essence of who are and what they've come here to enjoy. So we're just going to feel that aspect of them that you've just experienced about yourself in the meditation. So we move with them into the blend of their higher self, their psychics, no, their higher self, their soul. I'll just stick in that space. It's a lovely place to be. So we're just going to sit in that place for a moment, get used to what it feels like. You're going to have a million thoughts and feelings coming into your head, and then you're going to start arguing with them, or you're going to start just experiencing them, whatever it might be. No judgment, just allow. That's the hardest thing for us, to just allow the thoughts to kind of mull around within you and see what sits. Does this feel right? And this is where our gut instinct, our intuition is going to come kick in, because we're going to go, oh, does that feel right? And then I want you to pay attention to how it feels. Does it feel right, what I'm thinking? Let go. Breathe, head to heart, get rid of all the shit from here, stick it in your heart. That's a technical term for spiritualists. And allow that to move into the heart space, and then go, yes, that does feel right. And you're just going to sit with that for a few minutes. How does this inspiration feel for this lady, this person that I'm working with? All right. And then you're going to come out of that, and one of you is going to say, this is what I felt. You're going to tell them your experience, what you felt, what you understood about them, the inspiration that comes from within them that's now going to be reminded to them. I don't know if that's very good way of saying it, but you're going to remind them of why they're here, what the inspiration is today, and how they can settle in moving forward. Now, does that make sense? I think that was a bit totally confusing. Oh, thank God. Very good. So are we all good? So we're going to blend souls together. Simple, 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 she says. We're going to move into that beautiful dreamlike state. Just imagine, see or feel it. It doesn't matter. You've been there only a moment ago. You're still there. So we're going to feel that beautiful space within ourselves, and then we're going to expand it to our friend, and they're going to expand it to you. So you're going to feel that blending together, and there might be little thoughts that pop up here and there as you get used to that, and that's okay. And then you're going to breathe. What am I here to remind this lady? What am I here to remember for her? What is the inspiration? Whatever comes to you, I inspire. I'm inspired to say, if you've got to put a little sentence before it. And just see what comes forward. It will be positive. It will be non-judgmental. It will have an influence and an effect on your partner. That's true. But at the same time, you're just allowing these beautiful things, this inspirational thought to come forward. No judgment. It's not about, oh, the thing that happened yesterday, you should have thought this and should have thought that. That's okay, Deborah. Thank you for joining us, darling. And so it's not about that. It's about inspiring, the inspiration that comes from your friend that they need to be reminded about. And then you're just going to share that for a few minutes. All right. So you'll share yours, and then they will share theirs, and then you can have a little chat about that. So just for a few minutes, we're going to do that. I will put you, are we all clear? Clear as mud? How did that go? How did the someone who hasn't spoken before, perhaps, or is a bit shy, how did the inspiration and the blending and all of that come together? And did you feel the integrity in your intuition as it kind of started to rise? Who's here? Miss Susie, what have you got, my love?
Oh,
I'm just going to pick on people.
it was quite remarkable how you matched Sarah and I, because as you said earlier, our vibe attracts our tribe. We had very similar evaluations of each other, but just phrased differently. And you know what I came up with, I said, it's her time. I had phrases, just 4 phrases that kept going around. It's your time now, time to give back. And when I said time to give back, it was like in the form of mediumship or counselor or psychic, or, you know, the spiritual capacity. I noted that she is a giving person and that she can do it, you know, from a confidence point of view. And her phrase that she came back to me more importantly, that matches with that is that she said, I'm here to help people free themselves or be themselves. So it's such a similar dynamic in it's
Amazing.
time, your time now to give back, and I'm here to help people free and be themselves. If you
Move
can see
forward.
the,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
amazing,
if you
isn't
can
it?
see the similarity there, that, you know,
Beautiful, beautiful.
we're both here to do something in the spiritual capacity.
Realm. Exactly, exactly. Sarah.
And I said the first thing that came to me was relax, just relax. And then Susie told me that she's actually got back spasms.
I'm sitting
So
here
that was
not wanting
that
to
was
move.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not moving a
Very good.
centimeter.
That's lovely. Thank you, ladies. That's great. Great experience. Who
Thank you.
else? Who else would like to have a little brave account of what came forward then? Midori, I'm going to pick on you. What have you got, lovey?
Yes, I was paired with Mel, and she was a lovely lady. The impression or the feeling that I had was very kind and supportive for other people. She extends her love and compassion to other people. But the only thing that she's forgetting is to focus on herself. So it's almost like looking after yourself as well as others.
Yeah, beautiful. A lovely reminder. That's beautiful. And validation, isn't it? It's validation too, girls. You know, it's validation for what we do and believe, and a reminder of what else is to come or what else we should think about. Mel, what did you feel, my love?
Midori is awesome and amazingly easy to talk with, and such a caring soul, and yeah, just easy to talk to. Yeah, I've got the sense that she's was with a group of people or community or family on helping, and I get that she's on her time off now, that she helps people through their own spiritual journey and helping them with that.
Beautiful, lovely.
Yeah.
So nice to pair up with Mel. So this might
It
be the
was.
spirit working too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It works, it's miracle, that's for
Yeah.
sure. You know, I look at everything as a miracle now. I mean, even if I'm a bit shitty, I've said it many times now, but you know, I do look at everything as a miracle now, you know, and I see it as a miracle now. Even if there's some things I don't like, still the miracle of what we are, isn't it? And one more lucky couple, who else is here would like to speak their words? And I will tell you who would like to speak. That would be Christine McGee.
We didn't get to finish.
Oh,
We were just starting.
oh my goodness. So how did the blending feel for you, lovey?
It was good. It was I could feel her thinking. So when
Very
we connected,
good.
I could feel the energy connecting. So that was a first.
Good girl.
I never,
Great.
she's very strong because I could feel her thinking. And then I felt like both of us were going through the monkey mind first, and then it blended.
Excellent. But that's what's happened. That's what I said would happen. You'd get this weird thing happening. And who were you working with?
Maria.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, Mariki.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. That's lovely. How did it feel for you, Mariki?
Yeah, it was the first time I've tried to do something like that. So yeah, working with the mind of, oh, nothing's happening. Oh, you know, is this an assumption? And then sort of just trying to relax and let something come up in the first place was, you know, and then I think something did come up, but we didn't get to share it with each other to kind of have any confirmation. So I actually would really like to follow up with Christine to finish that off. I don't know if we can do that.
What did you feel? What did you feel? Quickly for Christine.
I felt from Christine that just this really beautiful, like really soft, gentle, kind, loving energy that would be very healing just on its own. It's like she doesn't even need to say anything to heal. It's sort of almost like this healing presence, or whether she does Reiki or whatever it is. It's yeah, her purpose is actually around, yeah, I don't know.
That's all right. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it
That's
was
lovely.
yeah,
That's lovely. That's her essence of who she is.
right.
That's lovely. And Christine,
Yeah.
what did you feel quickly?
I felt her, she's a very strong woman and she's very organized. I could see her as a problem solver. I actually see her as a teacher. And I feel that she's got a lot of earth energy. She's got also a lot of healing to give. I think she's already giving, but I felt the same thing. She's a very gentle soul with a lot of earth energy.
Beautiful. Makes sense, girls, to one another? Sounds like it to me because I know Marika.
Oh.
That's lovely. Beautiful. Thank you. So just give into that a little bit more. You're doing psychic readings already, inspiration, you know, and it's really nice to play with that with people that trust you. You know, you can tell them, oh, look, I'm doing this thing with this mad woman and I'd like to experiment on you. Do you mind? And really, it is just inspiration. You know, really feel the essence of that inspired heart space, that inspired soul, and do nothing more than just blend with them, blend with yourself, expand that beautiful soul field that you are. We move into that daydream state. You know where that is now. You've experienced that. You let go, surrender, and then head to heart all the time, but surrender the monologue, the dialogue that, you know, needs to control everything, I guess, you know, that human thought. Surrender that to the heart space, blend with your partner or friend, and then when you feel something bubbling up away, what's the integrity in this? Is this true? Yes or no? Am I right or not? You know, just get the yes or no. Feels right, say it. All right. And it's inspiration. So it's not like a big drama or, you know, you had the experience anyway, but it's not like a big drama or judgment or whatever. It's going to inspire, because really our job as psychics and mediums, but we're talking about psychic now, is to offer service, but to give something to somebody, I don't know, to make them be a little bit shinier on the way out than when they walked in, you know? So it's to inspire, to give hope, to give some sort of affirmation and validation, all of these beautiful things that we look for ourselves. And I'm no different to anybody else. You know, I want to know stuff, you know, I want the affirmation, I want the pat on the head, you know, and we don't get it very often, do we? So it is not a problem to have the pat on the head. It's not a problem to acknowledge where you've come from and how you've blossomed, and how you explore your own soul spiritual self. So that's what you're offering another who comes into your world in service. Does that make sense, loves? It's beautiful. And you'll find a lot of us here are in the healing industry anyway, no matter what it is, you know, whether it's, you know, psychology or counseling or healers or Reikis or readers or whatever. You know, we're all here doing that, and it's a wonderful thing. So keep it in mind, my loves. That's lovely. And if you have a little moment for yourself after we finish off here now, for one affirmation for yourself for the day, you know, one affirmation, what would it be? You know, and you can write it down if you've got a pen and paper in front of you, but take a big breath. And my affirmation for today would be, and let's go, write it down real fast. Excellent. That's it. And then you sign it off with a big kiss at the end. That's lovely. And say that to yourself a couple of times during the day or the week and see how that unfolds. It's really lovely. So we can give ourselves a little pat on the back for that, with that. So beautiful. So I just want to, is there any quick questions? Because I don't want to go on and on and on and on. Very good. Of course, you're welcome to drop, if we're on what is the Book of Facebook, you're welcome to send a little message or whatever through that. But it's been a lovely time for us to spend together, which is beautiful. If you'd like to continue, of course, there's always ways to continue working and expanding your own knowledge and your own gifts. And today I've got in the Psychic Arts Academy, a few of you are already in that, and we're having a lovely time, and that's been fun and great. And but at the moment, you're welcome to join that. There's also a 90% scholarship offer, and that's the last time I'm doing that. But it's been a really wonderful thing to give you incentive to move into that. And think about your work more seriously, and have a bit of guidance and whatever. So so you'd be most welcome to join that as well. And I am here to serve and just be my glorious self, and whatever that means for you. So thank you, everyone.